Alright, Chapter 12, Counting and Charting. At the same time as you begin to maintain your rating form, you should also begin charting your progress week by week. This is done more or less mechanically. You begin with making a record of the number of cigarettes you smoke each day. Simply look at each rating form and see how many cigarettes are listed on it. You enter this number in an appropriate place with the daily counting chart, like one page 108. You can see with this chart itself like and else make your own similar chart. Try to talk your benevolent pressure group after you have the week number 1 filled out, including the week average, which calculates simply with the totaling 7 days consumption, dividing it by 7. In the group of presents now, you're alone. You fill out with the last book of the week number 1, your quota for the next week. Essentially, you do this publicly with the whole group watching and listening, and that you announce to the group this week I average of X, and next week I'm going to average X minus 5. If you do, show Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, total daily average, and the week, 26 weeks. When you're alone, you'll lose benefit of the group's benevolent pressure. Your next week's quota by smoker vary speed at which you reduce the consumption. As we said, they often a very sharp drop in the first week or two, followed by leveling off. As a general rule of thumb, throughout most of your campaign, reduction of 10%, 15% a week is reasonable. Thus, if an average of a certain week is 20 cigarettes, then you could drop the next week the level by 2 or 3. Don't feel bound by this general rule. However, if in some weeks you may bring about much higher sharp reduction, while on others you might have less success, maybe to backslide temporarily. You should maintain your daily counting chart faithfully 7 days a week. Meanwhile, you should also be filling the weekly progress charts in 11:10. At the average each week, you will figure it out of your weekly average daily counting chart, marking the dot in appropriate place with the grid weekly progress chart. Connecting this dot with a line of previous week's dot will give you a clear graphic picture of the progress toward non-smoking. You're aiming over the course of the bottom line weekly progress chart 0 line. It's essential that you maintain both the daily and weekly charts with care as well with the rating form. You may think of the chart making a waste of the time, perhaps a little silly. I don't need to write it down over the numbers and draw lines on charts. And this shows as of each of the meeting of the date and average of the daily cigarette consumption previous week on the above chart. Meeting numbers 1 through 26. And your cigarettes, not so. You don't need to go through kid kind of experience with the business of the counting sugar with the making the charts. Important early to habit breaking process. It isn't just exercise in grade school arithmetic. Up to now, you've been smoking cigarettes automatically, often without really thinking. A lit one after another, like a robot. What you're doing now with a group of subtle pressure backing up your way, beginning with the most deliberate interpretation of the way of the habit instead of smoking automatically, you're now going to think about each cigarette you pull out of the pack as you light it and smoke it and pull it out. The chart making exercise is designed to start making you do just that. From now on, you make a cigarette, you will be counting it. This is my 17th today. This is my 24th. You're beginning to interrupt the chain of actions that is important, and particularly with a smoking problem. You can consciously mind starting insinuate itself into an area of your life which has previously paid little attention. So maintain the charts and forms faithfully. You may consider the minor nuisance at first. However, you continue through the weeks. You'll probably find out chart making exercise more and more interesting, kind of easy. It's crazy kind of thrill. One of our clients once told us to see a line on the weekly chart plunging down toward the old 0 line. The 0 line will get you there one day too. Chapter 13, the habit list.